Welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast counting down everything this week that made you say, what a time to be alive. And now, Patrick Monahan, Kath Barbadoro, and Eli Uden.
Folks, welcome to What a Time to Be Alive, the only podcast that counts down the things each week that make you say the thing that's the title of the podcast. I'm Kath Barbadoro.
I'm Eli Uden. And no Patty today. Well, actually, he's on the call, but he's not speaking today. You can't hear him, but he's in the background of the entire episode, watching and listening and smiling and nodding. But
he went to one of those silent Buddhist retreats where you're technically not supposed to have technology, but he got special. He was like, I need to oversee this. So he's
wearing
here.
Google Glass.
He's nodding right now in agreement.
He has Google Glass on at the Buddhist retreat, and he's called in. He's called in on Microsoft Teams for some reason. None of us are using Microsoft Teams.
The ashram has Microsoft Teams. They don't have Zoom there.
That is what they would have, is Microsoft Teams. The old temple. They'd be like, yeah, do you have just antiquated messaging software? But we have a special guest.
We do.
My God. That's him entering and getting bunched. It's Jordan Dahl, everyone.
Hello.
Jordan Dahl's here. Hello.
It's so great to be here.
Patty is nodding and Patty is saluting. He's handing off the co-host duties to Jordan right now.
Yes, I'm filling in. I entered through the clown slide that makes that noise. It's kind of a bell and a slide whistle thing when you come in.
It's a very Pee-wee's Playhouse sort of house that we all live in.
Truly. I love it. I like it when furniture comes to life. It's not scary at all.
I'm not terrified by that.
Pee-wee's Playhouse never scared me.
No.
And I want that on the record. Okay?
Cherry.
Your Honor?
Cherry, I will sit on you. It's weird when you ask me to do it. You seem to do it.
Well, chairperson, I didn't expect you to talk, and you did, and it made me pee, and I was sitting on you at the time, so we're both unhappy about what's happened here.
Do you need to eat?
Yeah. Just not knowing that the chair's alive and just ripping a massive fart into a living chair, and the chair's like, come on, man! What the hell?
You're a chair, dude. You knew I was a scorpion when I got on your back. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
We weren't both making it across the river, all right? Read your Aesops. Okay, buddy.
What is
It's
he
in my nature, baby. What was I supposed to do?
What does the chair eat? Does he eat? Does he eat pillows?
Stuffing.
Smaller
Stuffing?
chairs?
You have to feed him more stuffing.
Yeah.
What if he's a predator?
Stuffing, so a full pillow would be like a dumpling.
You know what he eats? He eats dimes from your pocket.
That's exactly it. Loose change, yeah.
The dime. How small can we make a coin? Let's find out. Let's get this thing tiny.
Let's innovate.
What if we made a coin that people could accidentally inhale?
Yeah. A coin the size of a baby's throat. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
I want to know, what other countries have smaller coins than the dime? I feel like
there's got to be, right?
There's got to be, but I feel like we got to be up there with the
dime is very
ones.
small.
The dime is so
Dime
I feel like Italy with the lira, when they were doing the lira, when they were doing
Liras
that whole thing, there were some
sure.
crazy little hexagons that you had to,
tiny.
It's just
almost invisible. You could throw a handful of them in someone's eyes.
It was like dust.
Blind them. Yeah.
just gold dust. That's what it was, Yeah, it's also the hard.
Blowing on your open palm.
Yeah, like it's a voodoo curse or something.
Yeah. Just also the classic, American Eurocentric. Well, not even Eurocentric because Italy, but you're raised on the good old American dollar, and then you go to Italy and you're like, why are you giving me arcade tokens? I cannot pay for anything with this.
There are rupees that have a hole in the middle. I was like, you can't have a hole in the middle. That's crazy.
Love the hole. I love the hole. I wish we had a hole in the middle.
It does
good for
feel
the babies. They can breathe through it. It's like a Cheerio.
Exactly. They can breathe through it.
Truly.
It does feel like Indiana Jones when there's a hole in the middle.
Yeah, it feels a little fantasy somehow. Like, ooh, I'll string this on a rope to make sure no goblins steal it in the night.
Yeah. I'll wear it around my neck. The jangling will awake me.
Exactly. It feels when there's a hole in the middle, it feels almost like an artifact or something. There's something sacred about it, where it's like, what's the hole for? Is that for the wealth to pass through?
Yeah. Look, I love and appreciate all these other cultures, but their money makes me laugh sometimes because it's like so what you'd expect. Whatever country he's from, there's a country that has a paper note with the inventor of the saxophone on it. It's just like, what are we doing, man? Come on.
That makes your ranking, huh? That's it. That's our top.
Love it.
Like, because how many people can realistically go on your money? Like maybe a dozen. You're like, this is top 12. Inventor of the saxophone.
Belgium. The 200 Belgian franc banknote features Adolphe Sax, the inventor of the saxophone.
Well, I mean, the only historical figure I know from Belgium is one who like did one of the worst genocides in history. So I get why you're like, let's go Sax. Let's not go King Leopold. Like, let's keep him off the.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the inventors.
We'll do the Sax guy, I think.
I think there's like, is it Liechtenstein that their money, like it's all the denominations have the same guy on them. It's all the King of Liechtenstein, which seems confusing, but
it's just different angles, like him like enjoying tennis, him lying on a blanket,
actor
him skiing.
Actor headshots. It's one of him as a doctor. It's one of him as.
Yes. Yeah. And then like in Halloween they print special ones where like one's a Frankenstein version, one's a werewolf.
Man.
Yeah.
Actor headshots. That's a good business. I wish I wasn't dog shit at photography because actors be getting headshots as soon as anything in their life starts feeling wrong. They be getting new headshots.
And you can charge them. Actors don't know what it costs.
Charge them so much money.
Yeah.
I got headshots. I didn't know what it cost.
If I was
yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full, please.
If I was a flim flam man, I'd be setting up at every acting conservatory. They're rubes. Those people.
Absolutely.
It's funny because, like, I feel like when I, like, we're all, I think, roughly around the same age, probably roughly started comedy around the same time.
I'm 70.
We're all 100
years old. But, like, I feel like when I started, there was social media, but it wasn't big. And people were definitely doing the headshot thing, but I feel like it got, like, I started to see, I'm like, you get headshots more often than you do shows. Like, you're posting them so much. And then now I feel like it's like regular people do headshots just for
corporate headshots.
Just for fun, just like on Instagram, though. It's like they go on vacation to do a photo shoot. It's like everyone is an actor getting headshots now. It's so weird.
I did headshots in 2019.
Nice.
And I'm still riding them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride them until 2030, and they'll be like, "This is a different man," and I'll be like, "I ate him. Give me the part, or you're next."
You shouldn't have taken those headshots with the day's newspaper in them. They maybe dated them.
Mistake.
Yeah.
Doing a hostage themed headshot.
Yeah. Look,
it's just
it was a big
this is an
day.
old headshot. We just asked because the Twin Towers are standing in the background, and
those are different Twin Towers.
I really want, because I'm like, I don't act because I don't like it, and so
Same,
but I have
also
like
bad at it also contributes to that. Don't like it and not good at it for me.
Here's the thing.
You're saying that for yourself. You're not attacking me. Okay.
No, I'm not attacking you.
Yeah. No. So, but I have like old headshots, and then I think I'm still on some. I think UCB has some database or something, and I'm on there, and like occasionally something leaks through, and and I would love to show up because I look so drastically aged and different from my headshot, and being like, hope you didn't still want someone with hair, but I am here.
Were you like head of hair and clean shaven?
Shorter beard. Yeah.
Shorter beard.
But
Glasses?
Nah, maybe depends on the headshot.
Massive tricorn hat.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I definitely
I'm looking for a specific role.
Big clock necklace.
Clockwork. I had it edited to make myself look like I was made of clockwork. Yeah, the classics. But yeah, people are getting those. I think it's because like they can't get bangs because it would affect their castability. So that's their like manic episode is to get new headshots.
To get new headshots.
It is very much a like. First of all, I am quote unquote an actor, and I can neither do it nor enjoy it. So you don't need to do either of those things. You just gotta get on Actors Access. That's all you need.
Yeah. I can motivate.
I don't know. You've been in stuff.
I have. I booked a couple of things, but I think acting is something entirely different. Like I'll watch somebody like, you'll watch like Joaquin Phoenix acting or something, and you're like, damn, dude, that looks like it hurts. I'm not doing it right because that looks like it hurts.
It is like when you see somebody, especially if you see somebody like in person.
Yeah.
Like, change, like
it's crazy.
The change.
It's
like,
crazy.
Okay, yeah, when I'm like playing pretend in my friend's comedy sketch, I'm not doing the same thing as that person.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
should be called something else.
Yes.
I can never mentally come to terms. Like, I could never do that because it's so, like, I get it, all right? It's good that someone plays these people from history or whatever, but it's, like, so patently stupid to me.
You feel so foolish.
Yeah, like, you see, like what was it? Was it Bradley Cooper that did the Elephant Man? Like, how do you like there's a moment I walk out on stage and be like, hey, I'm like, oh, what are we
You're
doing?
Just laughing at yourself. I'm sorry, guys. I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, for real. Elephant Man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You do that, and then you're like, I'm sorry, I thought this was a different production.
Yeah. Wildly offensive. Well, he doesn't understand it. He's like, where are my peanuts?
Oh, no.
Bradley.
Yeah, even in like more casual acting, like I would do it if the agreement was also, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, but people are switching spaces on my Zoom constantly. I'm sorry, I have to say it out loud because it's invading my brain, and it's like I'm doing some sort of memory test. You guys are popping around. But no, like if I'm like, okay, but I don't want to be on camera anytime that I'm not talking, because that's the part I can't do. Sure. I don't have the energy for that anymore. I can do my lines. But then when I'm in the background, I'm just like, I would be like on my phone.
Like, truly.
I can't
like present in the moment.
It feels so because you have to react to shit, and so they're doing their lines, and then you have to be in the background, like.
One time, like, I was doing background actors,
which is all that.
Extras.
That's all you do.
Well, that's the thing. I was like, I'll be the guy in the background on his phone, and then I get to be on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm a background actor. Mm-hmm. You know that guy, Kevin Durand?
I sure do.
Oh, yeah. Vastly fed on the strain. I'm familiar.
Yes.
Patty when you need him. Yeah.
It was his scene, and he was like, they were building like, it was for that show, the one with The Rock where he was like a football mogul or something.
It was like The Rock's entourage, like after
yes, The Rocktourage. And we were...
And he like did pills or something?
Yeah. I never saw it. But people liked it. And I was in the background on my phone, and that dude used it, and he was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" And like came running over to me and like confronted me, and I was mortified.
Like in the scene,
was
or
perfect in the scene.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
They like him even more. They called cut, and he was like, "Great job, man. You okay?"
Aww.
And I was like, "Yeah, dude, that ruled."
He's also.
Yeah, I was legitimately like kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
You're a huge man, and you're yelling at me.
He's a huge, physically imposing man. He's like very buff.
He's got the crazy eyes too. You get it.
That's
when you're like, "Oh, I see why you're on the camera." You pierced my very soul.
Did you get to talk? Buff. So did you get extra money because you?
No. I just looked. That has
happened to me before. You
got to
sneak in a line because if they're going to use it, then you can get.
I know, right?
That's like my favorite. My favorite like actor story when like like I'm always like, yeah, that's a cool person when a main actor is always trying to engage extras in conversation so that they have to get paid. I'm like,
that's a cool. Rad move. That's nice. God, I wonder if that's what he was doing, and I beefed it.
You beefed it up. You should just be like, "Get away from me, sir."
Sir, we are filming.
Yeah, you should have done that. I was told to do this.
Burst into tears.
You ruined this.
You ruined the take. I'm supposed to be back here on my phone.
Peas and carrots.
Weirdly, I've been on a couple of sets with that guy. It's not like he would remember me.
He might. He's Canadian.
But
He's very kind.
He is Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah. He's an
Number 5.
Okay, Shelby, we're having a conversation.
We're having a conversation, Shelby.
Look, I'm looking at the time code. No, I think he's great. I think he's a great actor, but he's so buff and he's such an interesting looking guy.
Yeah.
He has kind of, and again, I love him. He's very good. Please, if he's listening, he has like an Earthworm Jim vibe to him because he's so buff, and then he's got this like very unique head.
Yes.
Very unique head. Crazy long arms, like longer than. Because I just looked him up.
Should have been a damn offensive tackle in the CFL.
6'11", huge.
He's 6'11".
He's 6'11".
He's enormous.
Wingspan 7'5".
He's one of the
crazy.
It's insane.
How does he? That's like prohibitive. I'm surprised he still gets cast. Like they have him on like, what do you put him in, like a reverse apple box, like a apple box that's a void.
You gotta dig a hole in the ground for him to stand in, and then they have to put a fake jacket on him with regular sized arms.
I mean, 6'11" is like you're fucking up the set. You're fucking up like the spatial awareness of everything.
She's clearly reading Kevin Durant's page.
Yeah, of course. I don't know that off the top of my head.
Come on, everybody knows.
Wait, you're not looking at Kevin Durant, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I was. I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, yes, Kevin Durant, the NBA player.
It was a show about sports. I thought maybe he had a cameo.
Honest mistake.
Honest mistake. It was a show about sports.
That is great. Yeah, I was like, what? 6'11".
Now here's the thing,
Kevin Durant. It is his fault
that he's actually like 5'3". I remember him as a giant.
Okay, Kevin Durant is 6'6". The actor is 6'6".
That I would, I was like, there's simply no way he's 6'11".
The context clues of you already said he was huge and looked crazy.
Yeah.
Could have been an NBA player.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Could have been perhaps one of the most famous NBA players. But his
name. We were talking about.
Yeah.
We have to do number 5. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. I love this.
It's like, why do they have the actor's wingspan listed?
That was what I was thinking. I was like, how did you find his wingspan? Why did they measure that? And then you were like, at the NBA Combine, of course, where they measure every actor's wingspan.
Water polo with his incredibly long arms.
Yeah. Also imagining Kevin Durant just running up to Jordan and being like, get off your phone.
I thought it was. That's what I was envisioning.
And then he also looks crazy,
only
though.
Shelby understood what was going on. He clocked that. He was like, she's looking at the other one, you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Kevin Durant is definitely crazy looking as well, so that
He's
tracks.
crazy looking. Okay,
Yeah.
we have to do number 5.
Yeah.
Wow. 2 different conversations. I wonder if the listeners are going to put that together before us. We're talking about 2
Come on! Jesus Christ! This is what you pay for, people.
Yep.
Or
maybe you don't pay.
He came over, he yelled at me on my phone, and then he dazzled me with basketball fundamentals.
He slapped me with his giant hand, and
massive,
I knocked unconscious.
Toaster oven-sized hand.
Insulted Jordan, then sank a deep 3, just driving home. Number 5. Number 5 this week comes to us from Miami Herald. We've already given that name a credit, but it is a good one. It's excellent. And this is a crime. We're going back to our classics. This is a man in Orlando, Florida. We're real classics. Florida man doing crimes. We're back there. This is a guy, and he had attempted to rob a Tiffany & Co. store at a local mall. Speaking of which, funnily enough,
Tiffany is to be in a mall. It's like, come on.
Well, Tiffany's like, but Tiffany's like been, I think at this point, that's what I thought. I was like, I don't even know if I'd rob like a good old fashioned jewel store, an uncut gem style one, because I feel like Tiffany's. Everything's got a markup at Tiffany's.
Yeah. Today we're going to go to the Tiffany's.
It's all free if you're robbing it. So I don't know if you worry about the markup as much.
Baby, today we're going to go to the Tiffany's and we're going to get you a diamond engagement ring and a corn dog.
An orange Julius. Don't get the orange chicken on the damn ring.
Come on, baby.
But no, yeah, I mean, like counting up your charges, and you like steal like a ring from Tiffany's, and then all of a sudden it puts you into like a grand larceny, and you want to be like, Your Honor, that's just the markup. That's because it's got the Tiffany name. I think we both know a diamond of this carat is not worth that. Mm-hmm. Let's take it to one of the YouTube jewelers, okay? Let's get to the Diamond District and pretend to negotiate for YouTube. Yeah, so no, he took... he went in there, and the way he got into the like special part of the Tiffany's, I guess, where they keep their valuable stuff, is he told them he was there to negotiate a purchase for an unnamed Orlando Magic player.
Hysterical.
I like the idea that the Orlando Magic player was also unnamed to the Tiffany's people. They're like, it's just one of them. I don't want to say.
Yeah,
I wouldn't I don't want to say which one, but it's one of them. And probably one of the ones that can afford really expensive diamond rings.
It's one of the main ones.
One of the main ones.
Yeah, that's my understand. Like a guy's understanding. One of the
protagonists of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah,
sure, the star of the piece.
Looking at a basketball team, being like, so who's the main guy?
Who's the lead?
Yeah. Who's the lead here? The tallest man?
Show me a wingspan. Show me a wingspan.
Watching a basketball game. Power forward. Well, he certainly is. Look at him move.
Well,
he's powering right to the basket. He's driving to the cup.
Opera glasses.
Yeah. Me getting kicked out of an NBA Finals watch party. My.
Bro, going to a live NBA game and treating it like you're going to the opera is one of the funniest things I can imagine.
The glasses? Well...
Throwing
and then
flowers.
It's moving so fast, and the glasses are so magnified that you're like having to like look around really fast. It's hard to follow.
Sure, spilling your beer.
So zoomed in.
Yeah,
having to remove my shoulder length gloves at security to go through into the stadium.
I need those back.
That would be great. Just
eating nachos with them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this guy said he was there to purchase something for an unnamed Orlando Magic player, and he was taken to a private room. My God.
Right this way, sir.
To meet with Tiffany herself.
So this is all part of his detailed heist plan, which I'll tell you. So he goes to the private room. He's shown a diamond ring worth $587,000, supposedly, with a Tiffany bump.
I was going to say.
And 2 sets of diamond earrings worth $609,000 and $160,000 a piece. And then, so he's got this whole plan. And then this is where the plan... Either he was like, that's the main stuff, and then I'll wing it. Because he goes, then during a discussion about using a wire transfer to purchase the jewels, he allegedly jumped out of his seat, grabbed the jewelry, ran to the door, attempted to leave the VIP room by violently pushing and pulling the doors open. Literally grabbed everything and was like, let me out.
I was just thinking of like the Shelby drop of the get me out of here. He's just yelling that.
Uh-huh. I mean, that is where I'd panic if I was like trying to pretend I was someone who made this sort of purchase regularly, and then they were like, well, time to do the wire transfer. I'd be like, I don't know how to do that.
What is that again?
Yeah.
Wow.
My routing number. Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What do you think interrupted his process from finishing the plan? Like, it seems like
this is where the plan ended.
Yeah, I don't know if he went in with an idea, which, like, if you're stealing something that valuable, you got to do some prep.
But but he clearly had a plan. So he sat down and cooked this up. I mean, he's going in with the unnamed Orlando man. I'm gonna get in the back room where they keep the good shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get those jewels. ... Oh, no. They open right now. I got to get going.
Oh, I wasn't expecting them to ask me how I was going to pay for these. Oh, no.
I think maybe he didn't realize that there was going to be a back room involved. I think he was like, once they hand it to me, I'm gone.
I can
And then he's there and he's like, I'd like to see a $600,000 diamond ring. And they'll be like, well, come with us to the room where we do that sort of stuff. And he's like, oh, no. They're way ahead of me.
That, like, I don't know. I don't really ever wear any jewelry. I'm not like a jewelry person, but it's crazy to me that something that small can cost that much. Like, just, I understand it's very rare and valuable and a lot of labor goes into it, but it's like, I just feel like more money should equal big.
Oh,
It's too small.
Fully understand that. And when you hear
That's
about
everything.
That's a house.
when you hear about, when you hear about somebody who's wearing like a $200,000 watch or something.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
And you're like, that my life could fit into that 10 times over, probably.
Yeah, there's definitely like a thing where it's just like, I understand
Like
what
your watch is like people I know have made choices about whether or not to have children based on your watch, like based on the amount that is your watch. That's crazy.
There's an amount
to
it
bring
gets
life
to.
into the world. Like, damn, dude.
Even as a watch fan, like there's one where at a certain point you're like, it's definitely a little gauche to wear something on your wrist that could fix someone's life,
Right?
Like if you dropped it in front of somebody, all of their problems would be solved.
They'd be okay.
Their children
for the
would have
rest
Christmas again
of their life.
Yeah.
If they did it right. But no, you should probably wear it. It
is sparkly.
It is sparkly. And it tells you what time it is.
It's true. And how else could you find that out?
What's more valuable, I ask you, than time?
Or you get to see, sometimes it is fun to see a comedian who purports to be having trouble, and then you're like, well, why don't you sell the $10,000 watch I can see you wearing?
I do feel like, because you're a watch guy, I feel like you do have kind of a secret. There's a code going on, a secret code if you know watches, which
you can tell when it's in movies and TV sometimes, because sometimes you can tell the actor's wearing their own watch. And like there was always a thing in Evil, because in the show Evil, which we talked about, is excellent. The priest in Evil is wearing, I don't know if they put it in to be funny or what. He's wearing like a Patek Philippe that's worth like, it's like easily like multiple tens of thousands of dollars watch. And it's just like,
oh yes, this humble priest.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you have to explain this now to me, because this is like kind of a big part of his character to me, is that he somehow has a rare $25,000 watch.
Take note, Hollywood costumers.
I know it was a big
the
thing
watch
with
scene
Succession.
sees you.
Like the Succession costume designer was like, the watches are telling a story here. Like, the way that these characters are picking their watches is like means things about them.
The first episode he buys in that Patek Philippe, and then they're like, this is a low class or whatever.
I auditioned for Evil.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the guy, like their tech guy, who's played by that famous guy who is good.
Oh, Asif
You were going to be that?
Yes.
You're going to be Ben?
Me and another... I was never going to be Ben. but they asked me to come in and help them justify a casting day. And it was me and a couple other comics that I knew in the room. And we had fun goofing around, talking about this. Like, we're not going to be in this.
Well, to be fair, Asif Manvi is incredibly good in that show.
He's incredible.
You can take solace in that.
He's a good actor, and I'm sure at some point there's a thing that sometimes happens where they want an actor to do a thing, and he's like, well, I want a $200,000 watch for it. And they're like, okay, how about we have a casting session? And he's like,
that was sort of what I thought
watch
too.
Can be
are they just
100,000.
sneaking this onto the books, and then someone's taking it home after?
I feel like, for the watches, definitely.
Wow.
Have I told my story
Succession,
about auditioning for a Terrence Malick movie on here? Have I talked about this?
No.
I do know. I've auditioned. I used to audition for things occasionally. Nothing super interesting or like notable. But one was when I was like 2 years into comedy. I lived in Austin. Terrence Malick shoots a lot of movies in Austin, and he was shooting something that had a scene in a comedy club, and they wanted to get a comedian to like be the comedian on stage.
Yeah.
So a bunch of us went into audition. And I think they ended up getting an actor to play a comedian, because like why would you deal with any of us? But like,
someone who's not trying to like sneak their bit in so they can get a break. Yeah, they're like, no, just say some shit. Yeah.
But they just had us come in and like do. It was an easy audition, because you would just come in and do some jokes, like you never learn any lines or anything. But there were like a bunch of us sitting out there, and the casting, it's like most audition things. It's like two middle-aged women eating Dannon yogurt and a camera, and like they're they're not like mean, but they don't give a shit.
They're just working.
They're just at their
it's
job.
their job.
Yeah. And like, they don't even really get to make the decision. Like, they're sending the tapes to someone else. So they're like, they would laugh a little, but like, it's hard to do stand-up comedy for that. And
I think I know those two women.
Yeah. It's never a good that you were like, okay, so my audition is the one that you plan to eat a salad during. That probably feels bad.
Yeah.
When you were going down the list and you were like, where's lunch? Your lunch.
I will say that, if any actors are listening, that is a very helpful and important to remember task, is the person that you're auditioning for is so rarely the person who makes any of the decisions. Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
Like you say, they're eating a yogurt back there. It's fine. They don't care. Even if they are mean to you, it doesn't matter. They're taking the ticket. They press play. They press pause.
Even if they call you a worm.
So like a bunch of my friends are out like waiting to go in. And so like someone came out and was like, oh yeah, it's just these like, it's really hard because it's two ladies who like are not really in the mood for comedy at like 2 p.m., whatever. And my friend Ryan, who at the time he would run on stage yelling, who here likes titties, and trying to high five the front row of the audience. We hear him do that through the door to the two women. And it was delightful. And so I hope Terrence Malick has seen a tape of that.
So funny.
That's my story.
Well, we haven't
even finished. We gotta wrap this up. This
well, the
duel
story
night.
of
Sorry about that.
But of course, the one last. The only audition thing I've ever like done was we in like college, like when I was in an improv college group, we auditioned people, and you just did like little exercises, and one of them was like, we give you an animal, and I just remember like sitting there, and we didn't have the animals planned, and then someone was like, an animal, and someone was like, seal, and then just like this like perfectly nice person like rolled around on the ground like barking, and I was just like, this is an evil business. This is just like a horrible thing to do to people. I hated it so much. I literally wanted to be like, you can stop. I didn't realize how like intensely horrible this would be. Like
you gotta be into it.
This dynamic is fucked up.
Roll more, bark louder, eat fish. Balance a ball on your
an
nose.
Elephant seal. Thrash your proboscis around.
Yes,
and. But yeah, so the whole thing is this guy runs out. He does get away. So despite our shit talking, he gets out of the jewelry store. And then they did chase him down, and they pulled him over, and they say this is unlike I don't feel this does seem like a natural panic response. So I get why this happened a little bit, but when he was getting arrested, he was, quote, seen swallowing several objects. Big guess. What do you guys think? Were they his SSRIs, or were they the jewelry he just stole?
They were some smooth stones to help him digest.
Oh, that's great for his
his fourth stomach.
Yes.
Yeah. There were some pebbles.
So yeah, he swallowed $770,000 worth of diamonds. There's an X-ray, and let me tell you, it looks like a skeleton with a bunch of diamonds in the middle of it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I hope they let him keep the X-ray. Like that, you make that your Facebook profile picture, no question.
It just looks like a little clump in the middle of his stomach. Yeah.
This man is about to take one of the most expensive dumps in the world.
Oh yeah, glittering in the bowl. I feel like I know they're very hard, but are they sharp? I feel like they might be hard to pass.
Cut glass, dude.
Around cut glass of diamonds. Yeah. So he has been charged. He's
in trouble.
That surprises me, because now technically isn't he rich now and immune from the law?
Oh yeah, that's true. Pay them
Can he
off.
buy his way out?
That would be a genius move. He eats the diamonds, and they're like, no, they've become one with him. He's wealthy.
He's a wealthy man.
And all of the cops' guns go flaccid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to bribe them with holding a turd between the bars. Officer, I'll allow you to keep this if you grant me my freedom.
Tipping people with a fart in a jar. Open your jar.
Getting put in jail and then being inconsolable when I realize that there's not actually a sleeping dog and a sleeping guard with a big ring of keys near my. I'm like, my plan. No.
I shouldn't have based this on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Knocking on the door of my cell to be like, oh, guard. As per what I was expecting from the Elder Scrolls, I thought I would be given one lockpick when I was put in here. My inventory is empty. I don't know.
It seems my wall has no obvious breakable region that I can sneak out through.
Where is this switch in here? I've been pulling all the lighting, and nothing has opened a passage. Is this the right cell? Yeah, so this guy is arrested. And it's also, that's the thing is like, it would be better to just throw the diamonds out the window because the problem is the evidence, you cannot get rid of it quickly. So it's like, just dump it, just pitch it out the window. And, that seems like a better thing. But yeah, he's been charged. He's been accused of similar robberies in the past. This is great. So he was arrested in 2022 for theft at a different Tiffany & Co. So he's got a pattern. But this is like what I like. This is in Colorado. Jordan, Colorado. You familiar with their court system? Well, that's a big question.
A little bit.
Here and there.
Prefer not to answer, but
he had 48 failure to appear warrants in Colorado. At which point, I think it is your fault if you can't get him there. Like,
when you summon him and then you look at his record, and he has 47 failure to appear notices. It's like, you got to work a little harder to get
if I'm the judge and he doesn't show up for the 48th time, I'm looking at them and be like, did you look for him? Did you even try?
Did you put a handful of gold in the woods with a box over it? Because we know he eats it. We know he's some sort of treasure eater. He's done this before. He gobbles.
Eater.
He's the gold gobbler. This is his move.
Sir, he's a treasure eater. That's what he is. Yeah.
It's so funny. Similar. What is a similar crime? Not the same. Well, he tried to swallow the remote for a Samsung at a Best Buy.
The remote. Yeah, stealing the remote from a Best Buy. Just panicking and committing the worst crime.
It's like how serial killers escalate, right? That's how he started, and then he's just swallowing more and more valuable items. Oh,
it started with taking a grape at the grocery store.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man.
A little Swedish fish out of the penny candy thing, That's how it starts.
Stealing a remote from the Best Buy, really something you do like after school when you were 14 to make sure that you like are part of the world. You're like, I need
feel
something
alive.
to,
This will be put my mind. I have influenced reality in a way. I'm real. Yeah.
Running down all the laptops at Best Buy and just putting on pornography and being like, the world is, I can affect it. My touch.
That's
my
funny
touch.
to this very day.
Yeah. I think the employees think it's funny.
I think they do think it's funny. I think they like it. They enjoy it.
Hey everybody, if you enjoyed our main episode, join us on the bonus when Jordan returns. And unfortunately, we do talk about Pokemon for quite a bit.
We also talk about kid who called the cops on his mom for a very cute reason. And we listen to some less cute voicemails left for Senator Tom Tillis. So check it out. We also have ad-free versions of our main episodes on our Patreon in addition to our bonus episodes. Go get that. Patreon.com/whatatimepod.
Go get you some.
We should do number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 comes to us from Bookmarked19 in the Discord. Thank you for submitting stories. If you would like to submit stories, you can join our Patreon at the $10 a month level. Get access to our story submission Discord channel where you can send us stories like this one. This is troubling to me. We live in a,
society.
We live in a society. People are putting porno on the laptops at Best Buy. The world is crumbling out there.
Suck on that, Geek Squad.
I mean, what is pornography? Just because has a wolf head and is wearing a Speedo, doesn't make it sexual.
It's true. You're the one projecting onto it. But yeah, I don't know. So this is an innovation in the surveillance state, I think. But it is pretty interesting intellectually. So cockroaches. We know them.
We love them.
We have them as roommates.
Love their
we
stuff.
live in New York City. Sometimes you see one around.
Sometimes you wake up with one in your mouth.
They're trying to get in there, as has been established by Patty on this podcast. They're trying to get in there.
The one in your ears, the one in your mouth.
That happened on The Pit. Somebody had a cockroach in their ear. Thumbs
it.
down. No thanks.
Is that a spoiler for a diagnosis?
I guess. She comes in and they're like, oh no.
Hate it.
I feel like it's pretty clear right when she comes in what it's going to be.
Sometimes I accidentally slip into someone's got something in their ear TikTok. It is.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Nightmare. What's a good thing that's been found in an ear? Anything interesting?
Nothing. Surprisingly, nothing. Nothing good in there.
Good.
It's never.
A lot of YouTube Shorts will let you know what's in people's ears as well if you get into their algorithm.
Here's that missing $60,000 jewel.
Shove it in your ear canal. That'd be a new one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Innovation.
So cockroaches, famously, they can kind of get in anywhere. They can like get real flat, which is why they love to get into our homes and orifices. And evil scientists have discovered a way to use this to their advantage because they have put like little computers on the backs of cockroaches to do like surveillance. They attach little electronic devices to them and then set them free and they can like navigate, like map out a system and get some intel. So it looks like a little microchip backpack.
Yeah, we need to talk about this picture of the cockroach.
Oh, can I see the picture?
Yeah, it's in the chat.
It is described as a cyborg cockroach.
Oh.
And I understand,
they're not unified.
Yeah. And I understand that cyborg is like the word just means like any combination
combo.
of like organic but you think of cyborg to have a certain level of artistry involved. This is almost 100%. I can see hot glue on the cockroach.
Yeah, you're not a cyborg because you're wearing a little backpack.
It is very much a cockroach with a microcontroller board hot glued to it, and what looks like a thumb drive also attached to it.
Yeah, there's a little thumb drive in the back, and then circuitry and a big blob of glue on its head.
Yeah,
holding it all together.
This is a real deep cut, but it's got yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Dial-up router vibes. It's got remember Superman 3 where the lady turned into a robot?
I don't know.
It's very scary. If you put it in the internet, it haunts a lot of people's nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a robot in that sense. Or it's like a robot in the sense that I built one in the attic when I was 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's kind of bristling with circuit boards.
That's what you called what you did in the attic? Building a robot?
Yes, don't bother me, Mother. I'm working on artificial intelligence. You have an orange with a battery in it, and it's smoking. It's a robot!
Potato lamps. It's my robot friend.
I'm making a potato man!
That's a cyborg, organic and inorganic potato lamp.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from the potato battery to a full-on potato cyborg. It's time.
We've talked about my adventures into electrical engineering in school, right?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but I don't remember.
I didn't have a future
build a
in
potato
engineering.
Frankenstein?
No. We made little car. You're supposed to make a little car and put a 9-volt battery or whatever in it and see how fast it would go. It was like a little competition. And I was like, well, if that 9-volt battery will do that, surely if I just connect, there was like a stripped like power cord. And instead of the car going fast, what happened was the power outlet exploded. And then they were like, you're going to do worksheets. You're going to do like worksheets for a while.
You need to learn what electricity is and what it does.
Consigned to the worksheet minds. Back to the...
Yeah. Very nice teacher, though.
I mean, you can't fault you for like logical thinking. You're like, well, if this is powerful, surely more power equals better.
Yeah. I'm more advanced than you thought. You need to teach me about resistors and controlling voltage more quickly than you would have expected.
Put me in the explosive science wing.
Yeah. But the cockroach thing... Oh,
these
go ahead.
cockroaches, like, the article makes a good point and they make it in a very funny way where they say like, this is very helpful because even the most sophisticated robots can be, quote, undone by a simple staircase, which is
I am
very
undone.
True. And also there's a hot link in it, like undone by a simple staircase is linked. And so I clicked that, eagerly anticipating video of a robot being undone by a simple staircase. Yeah. And it just sent me to another article, and that really disappoints me because I want to see a robot fall down.
Was it an article about staircases or something?
It was just another article about this cockroach thing. So yeah.
Terrible.
They have done something like this a lot. And
they love to do
never works. Like they've done this through history. They've been like, here's a good sneaky animal.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can get it to do our bidding.
Assassins.
Dolphin assassins.
It just never works. Well, the CIA at one point.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, this is like, you can look it up. This is real. It was called Operation Acoustic Kitty.
I know this.
They tried to turn cats into spies by putting listening devices into the cat, and they were like, because who would suspect a cat? The cat did not listen to any untrainable. Not only that, the first time they tried to deploy an acoustic kitty, it immediately walked into the street and got hit by a taxi.
It's a very sad tale. And it was like a long time ago, so it wasn't like a good
I think it was like World War II.
Yeah.
No, not World War II. It was like later than that. Yeah, I think it was like good. Cold War maybe.
This is one of those things that like you see. I feel like every so often scientists do things like this, and scientists love you guys. You do great stuff, but every once in a while, I feel like you see something in a movie that you're like, oh, we should try to do that, and it's like, don't do that.
They probably already did, and it didn't work.
The spy bugs aren't used for altruistic purposes.
That's what I mean about this cockroach thing. Is like it's just another. I don't. Stop trying to look everywhere.
Yeah,
they'll be deploying this at home. You know, they're not going to be using this. This is.
They say it's for. They say like one useful application would be like in. After in like an area with war or with like bombs or something, you could send these in to like see what's up,
or to find people in disaster relief if they're like buried under stuff. But it's like that, and that's the thing they always do. They're like, we've thought of a couple of good uses for it, and thousands of sinister.
Right? Yeah. No, these are going in my apartment for sure.
Yeah. We talked about we covered on this podcast before the great like little mice that find mines and they get medals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love those. I was reading about those dudes last night. The Gambian pounced rats. I love them.
Yeah, and isn't it like because if the mine blows up, they're kind of fine. They just like go fly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That seems wrong. I'm gonna
very high blast resistance somehow.
Yeah. And here I've got the info on
flying.
Acoustic kitty.
And he stuck the landing. It was crazy.
This is the 1960s. An hour-long procedure. Veterinary surgeon implanted a microphone in the cat's ear canal, a small radio transmitter at the base of its skull, and a thin wire into its fur. Then this is a fun, under-explained thing. Due to problems with distraction, the cat's sense of hunger had to be addressed in another operation. So I guess they were like, we have to... Which sounds like they just fed it, but I think they mean they like shut it down because they were like, you can't be hungry because it keeps going to food.
That sounds like they cut out the part of your brain that likes sandwiches.
Yeah, this cost $20 million, by the way, of course. There's another thing they say, a closing memorandum said the CIA researchers believed they could train cats to move short distances, but that this ended up being not practical. And the first acoustic kitty mission was to eavesdrop on two men in a park outside the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C. The cat was released nearby, but was hit and allegedly killed by a taxi almost immediately.
Yeah, it was full. It was full of Cold War era, like tape recorders and shit, dragging its angular body down the road.
I doubt it was particularly agile after they did like brain surgery on it and had wires coming out of it.
Yeah, its ears are fucking satellite dishes. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't blend in because they're not like, oh, a cat. That's no big problem. We'll just talk about our plans. They'll be like, hey, why is that cat so sick?
What the fuck is that? Oh my god!
We have to move on. This is making me so sad.
Looks like somebody put a CB radio in a proton accelerator with a cat.
Cat is making the dial-up sound.
3.
That's its meow. Its meows are the dial-up sound. Like,
Yeah. Cyborg. Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3.
R.I.P.
Oh, God.
Acoustic Kitty.
Accurately enough, this story comes to us from, well, I don't know how Kath feels about this story, but Kath_I_hate_this.wave. That is
Kath,
the
I hate
submitter.
this wave. Is that a drop? Shelby, pull up Kath, I hate this wave. I don't know what it is, but thank you for the homage, Discord user.
So this is a story from the UK about a lady who has received a hair transplant.
Folks, new insecurity just dropped. Another thing to be worried about. I learned about from this article.
Yeah.
Keep it loose.
In the past, this woman would have been, most people would consider this a boon, I think, going by old beauty standards. This woman, the hair transplant was her pubic hair. She got a pubic, so a reverse Bosley situation. Instead of getting the pubes put on your head, they could take, I guess they take your head and put it on the pubes.
That would be so fucked up if you had head hair growing.
Yeah.
Like
long, beautiful tresses.
Straight.
You guys don't have that?
Silky.
You guys don't have the exact same hair in your pubic region as you do on your head?
Yeah, that's what you do. You pomade up top and then a little fingertip worth down in the bottom.
Yeah, you guys, you guys don't have a fashionable
balayage,
bob?
Just putting a little matte clay into my pubes before I go out for the evening. Little Dr. Squatch, fuck that company. I don't want anybody even think I'm advertising for them. Dr. Squatch, leave me alone.
Dr. Squatch, I know about your product. I think it's a fine product, but it doesn't last long. It dissolves too fast. We see what you're doing. Try better.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Squatch, Pete Holmes. Leave me alone. First of all, stop trying to advertise me fucking shampoo, you fool. I don't have hair. You fucking idiot.
Maybe he thinks that you have a number of wigs that you need to clean.
I have to wash my human hair wigs, and they suffer from dandruff, so I have to buy modern mammals. Fuck you, Pete Holmes.
I get
think it's nice
so many
that you
ads for bras specifically made for people with flat chests. I get those all the time, and I'm like, I'm glad the algorithm isn't. It's reassuring.
Yeah,
I get all of my commercials have become Spanish recently. Not sure why.
Oh hell yeah! I get a lot of Spanish.
Hola, Jordan.
Don't hate it. I gotta say, I don't hate it. I'm not paying attention to commercials anyway, but when I hear that, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. And then in the middle,
a Instagram.
yeah, and then they'll be like Michelob Light. You're like, okay, cool, got that.
Michelob Ultra.
Exactly.
And the other one is fat guy shirts.
We know the true classic, the fat guy.
Oh
shirt.
yeah, they're like, hey,
Who's got the joke about the fat guy shirt? Is it Tom?
It might be Tom.
Yes, Tom Takar. It's
has a good
hilarious.
one,
Yeah,
big. Hey, you know your wife hates all your t-shirts?
Generally speaking, when I think of when I can't quite remember who had that hilarious joke, it's Tom.
It's probably Tom Takar.
It's probably Tom Takar. It's very hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
very funny, man.
Pube transplant.
Pube transplant. So she's getting the pubes put in.
Getting the pubes installed.
Yeah, getting them installed. Just a ratchet
to go to
wrench.
Turkey?
Yeah, torque wrench. Like
yeah, installed sounds like the Geek Squad is involved in some way.
Hello, Geek Squad. I have a mission for you.
There's a
The Geek Squad probably made the damn cockroach. Bringing in the cockroach to the Geek Squad.
Holy shit. All right, we can help you with this, actually, the pubic replacement thing, but we're going to have to send in a cockroach to check out the situation.
Okay, so you brought in your cockroach to the Geek Squad. Here's what happened. We have installed Windows with more software than you've ever seen in your life. You have 14 copies of Microsoft Teams. Skype is on there twice.
So you brought in your cockroach to Geek Squad because it wasn't working very well. We cracked it open, and it turns out it's full of cockroaches. They really like to get into electronics and stuff like that.
Yeah. So this woman, apparently she says that her pubic hair was patchy, which that's, I guess, the reasoning is it was sparse and patchy, so she couldn't grow it out. She was forced to constantly shave it all off. So yeah, I guess because if I was like it just doesn't grow, I'd be like a lot of people would probably pay for that privilege.
People get like lasers and stuff to have that situation.
Yeah.
Also, like I don't know. Did you really like? Okay, so it's sparse and patchy, so you had to shave it off. Did you? You could just have like a light dusting of a bush. Like that's allowed.
It wasn't light all over. Sparse and patchy, so full spotted.
So like full
we're talking
little spots.
Yeah, we're
that
talking.
Could be kind of cool. I don't know.
Sure,
Pube
I guess.
alopecia, just like a pattern.
It could be cool if you were the type of person who was ready to wear it, and you were to be like, if you were like,
confidence.
it's called piebald. It's a pattern.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Where it's
but
just if you're pattern of like
if you're insecure about it,
that's the thing is like if it
yes,
if it looks like someone did an experiment,
yes.
You don't want your genitals.
You don't want
to give that.
You don't want the fucking baby Huey
They
down
should
there.
have put pubes on that cat.
It would have helped.
It would have helped. I'm
helping it.
Hey, what's that sick cat with really long pubes doing in our meeting room?
The idea of something with fur having pubes, like it's different
upsetting.
somehow.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
This smacks of the CIA. Okay.
Yeah. What did you guys do?
So, anyways, this poor woman, she wanted to grow a bush, or she said she can't eat. She specifically said I can't even have a landing strip. So very sad. What about those tiny planes going to her vagina?
Yes, they got to be there. There's a meeting in the morning.
Yeah, which also I don't think a landing strip would go. I mean, it's just the shape, but it would be hard to land on one because the wheels would get caught up.
Oh, the person would almost certainly be killed.
No souls. What is it? All souls perished. Pubes on the runway.
Oh, you said it was a landing strip.
So she went in and got this hair transplant. Which this is, I mean, there's merkins from history. They've been around.
Oh yeah.
So you could pop a merkin on, but that is.
I wonder how
they don't solve the problem.
I wonder how common it is to have like patchy pubes like that. Like it.
Sure.
Because I imagine most other people who have this just go, oh, it's like kind of weird, and don't seek a medical intervention for it.
I don't think it's. I feel like it's not that common. Let us know.
I've never seen it. I've never encountered it.
Yeah,
because it's got to be like a
same.
It's got to be like a form of alopecia or something. You know, some sort of thing to make it grow in that patchy pattern. I don't think it's like because even when you say a guy has a patchy beard, it's not random. It's that certain parts you get the strong little.
They like don't grow.
Yeah. They get that. They get those side poofs right here.
I do feel like the more common response to this would probably be to get the rest of it like lasered or something.
Yeah,
so it's like I only have a couple spots that like need the.
Yeah. But then I think you have to keep getting it lasered, and the upkeep was part of what was annoying to her.
Well, and then you have you don't have styling options. You know,
yeah,
you can't
truly.
go, like you don't have the versatility of
this. I think this is it. I think that this woman, understandably insecure about this one part of her life. Maybe she's maybe somebody has mentioned something, it's stuck with her, and I think she's on the outside looking in, thinking that we're all doing crazy hairstyles with our
what we
pubes.
Have.
Exactly.
With our stuff.
Like two of those long braids, like a Viking beard.
Yes.
Like a new metal facial hair configuration. Just a lot of different stuff.
Well, some of the new metal is sort of what you just let it grow, you're going to get like an Ian Scott situation, you know?
Sure.
That's just a long poof.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, getting it like the System of a Down basis. Long.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The System of a Down.
Like a devil lock, like a Misfits style devil lock.
Yeah.
Like a faux hawk.
The pube trends change. She wants to be able to respond to the times.
Keep up with the times.
That's
when
true.
I first read this, I thought it was stupid, but now that we're talking about it, I'm like, good for her.
This is the future.
I'm good with this. Like, if it makes you feel more confident. Here's the one funny quote from it: is she says, "I didn't tell any friends or family I was having it done. It felt super personal, so I kept it quiet," she said to the newspaper, to the Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she got it.
You know
done.
we're
She
gonna
went
tell
in.
people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone told me they did this, I would have trouble keeping it a secret. I think it would be difficult. I would.
Yeah.
Be a good friend, but I'd be like, I really want to tell people about this. I don't have to say your name. I just want to be like someone I know.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the clinic she got it done at has a name that I do kind of feel like is a good name for a place that transplants pubes, which is the Wimpole Clinic. Go the J. Wellington Wimpy Clinic for hamburger studies.
Did they say where they got the hair from? Like, did they take follicles from some other part of her body?
From her head, right?
I would think the head. I mean, I guess they could do body hair because that would be more accurate.
I was thinking like
that's close.
A pit would probably be.
That's
Yeah, but the scar, it would be such a bad healing process in the pit because it's stretching constantly.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I saw a picture this morning. Oh my God, of a dude who had a hair transplant done on his head.
Yeah.
And it was like the day after he had it done, and his head was so swollen and like sore looking.
Yeah.
And he was like joking around and having a good time, but I can only imagine if that was on your genitals, it wouldn't be quite as funny.
It's gross. I'm aware of some of the things related to it.
Horribly
they look like
painful at the very least. Exactly.
Well, you get little spots of blood like all the time, and it's all this shit that you have to do because you can't they put the hairs in there, and then they're like, you cannot touch them or else one too aggressive thing, and then you've got like 3 finger lines forever.
Good Lord.
And you can't wear t-shirts. You have to wear so if you have a friend who suddenly starts and you can't really wear a hat. It has to be a very loose hat. So if you have a friend that suddenly starts showing up in button-down shirts and a very forgiving beanie, you know what's going on there. It takes a long fucking time too. It's why everyone got it done during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, she got it. She got to put in.
I feel the way about because sometimes I think about I don't know. Should I get Botox? Should I get there are like moderately priced things you can do to your face to like look younger or whatever. And then I'm like, yeah, but like time still passes. Like
time will pass.
I'm still gonna look older in a few years, regardless of like how much money I spend on this now. And I feel like with hair, it's just like, okay, well, it takes like 2 years for it to look normal, and then your hairline continues to recede.
Do you remember
after that?
You remember Death Becomes Her?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Death Becomes Her rocks.
Would you do it?
No, I would not do it.
I might do it.
You'd maybe do it.
I'm thinking about doing it.
I mean, it looks
I'm
kind
in
of
contact
fun.
with some people to maybe do it. I'm researching doing
it was all fun and games until it wasn't, was it?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed pretty good at first.
Yeah.
Would you do the substance?
Wow. I think the substance is a little too body horror for me. I don't think I would be as susceptible. I don't think my looks don't depend on my livelihood enough for me to be, and they haven't been such an important like tent pole of my existence for long enough, for me to be like, yes, I absolutely have to do this. Something like Death Becomes Her, though, pretty. It's non-invasive. It takes you back to your prime.
Yeah.
Sure, I could use a little spring in my step, a little quicker on the jokes on stage, a little more confident in myself. I could stand to live forever, and surely it would not become a horrible curse.
I'm not sure I had a prime.
That was what I was thinking too. I'm not sure what my prime was.
If they were like, what age do you want to go back to? I'd be like, can we pick can I build an age?
Can I go
different
forward?
Facets? Yeah.
Do I have to be me?
Yeah, exactly. Do I still have to be me?
Can I be whatever species of human Kevin Durand is?
Be that.
What if I
want
were
a 7'5" wingspan and nothing else?
Still 5'4", 7'5" wingspan. That's what I want.
I want to be able to go crazy on the monkey bars.
I want to be able to pedal the bike with my hands and steer with my feet.
What I want is all my limbs to be long enough to walk through the silt like the thing in Mad Max. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to walk through silt and grunt smoke from my back. I want to be one of those.
Sure, who doesn't?
Can I get one of those surgeries? Please?
I want to be able to chase someone at full speed on all fours. Can you make that happen?
Hey, people are training to do that.
That's terrifying. That's
Have
baboon.
you seen the people
baboon
that
energy.
train themselves to run on all fours?
Yeah, it's scary.
That, like, I love that. Where you're just, because, like, they walk among us. You don't know who can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, the horse people?
If you break it out.
The people who run on all fours. And then they're like,
Scary.
it's a great workout. And you're like, you know what else is? Working out. Regular style.
Workout. The absolute just tensity in my core right now from looking at you and the things you do.
Right, all the muscles in my body are contracting in fear. So
I feel
that's
like
a good workout.
I feel like my life preparing for whatever you are will be a good workout.
It's a good workout. Unfortunately, your spine is you're gonna look like one of those like mangy dogs they think is a chupacabra.
Yeah, you are gonna have to catch people and suck the spinal fluid from their body to survive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going into the classic bit, going into the barber with a picture of the silt striders. Oh, give me one of these.
Give me the silt strider.
Yeah, but this lady, she got her pubes put in. The price here is £5,000, which I'm not currently. First of all, I don't know the
10K.
exchange rate. And second of all, it seems like exchange rates will probably be different by the time this comes out. Who knows at this point?
It's about $6,400 at the moment.
Okay. That's that. And so I would say if it's something that makes her feel more comfortable about herself, $6,400 is not that expensive. It's basically a year of therapy.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, if it's like taking up a lot of your brain space and it's like really, really bugging you and you got the money, God bless. Sure.
Fire it off.
Yeah, the recovery seems rough, but
Yeah, I can't imagine.
you could put this on a firm.
I can't imagine.
Put it on Klarna. Get my pube transplant on
Pubes on
Klarna.
Klarna.
I'm just trying to imagine the apparatus that you have to wear, because when your dog gets surgery, you get the cone. When you break your arm, you get like a thing. Is there like special undies?
There's got to be a lot going
Cast.
on there. I mean, that's the other thing.
What you're saying is you would lick it? Is that the cone is for licking?
Well, I think like because you're presumably getting this for like sex reasons.
Yeah.
Like at least partially, like maybe not entirely. It's probably more body image, but it's like you get this done, you can't do anything for probably a very long time. So that also I feel like is
Yeah.
a trade-off.
It's like a BBL where you have to like lay down on the plane probably, right?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, crazy. Yeah, people have to like lie on their stomachs on the plane to go home from
and then
their
they
BBL.
go. They pretend they're Superman.
Of course you do. I do that anyway on a plane.
Yeah,
I wish we
should.
could. I'm gonna give them my
amazing.
forged BBL doctor card and say you have to let me lie down on the plane.
This is from my doctor.
Yeah, I got the worst BBL of all time. I don't want to talk about it. Just let
I'm
me
coming
lie
from
down.
the Wimpole clinic.
It's all gack in there. That's all they had.
I've recently
Do not
received the silk
evaluate my
strider
results,
surgery,
please.
and I need to be on my stomach. I need to be.
This is a note from my doctor. I don't have any medical issues, but he says I'm allowed to play Superman on this flight.
We should do number two.
We should do number two. Very much.
Number 2.
Number 2 comes to us from Hamburger Hinderer in the Discord. This story is another.
You got Jordan Good hamburger.
It's
Hinderer.
good.
Yeah, isn't that a good one? That's a classic.
It's just a box of sand. It's funny.
Fuck you, Hamburger.
Also, neither here nor there, but there's a guitar case visible in the background of Jordan's camera, and it feels like he's waiting for us to ask him to play. A little bit.
Do you guys want me to? I mean, I guess I could. I'll be right back.
Anywho, number 2.
This story. It's another story of scientists doing weird stuff to animals. I feel like this one maybe has less evil applications, except for maybe the mice will tell us something we don't want to know. But they have genetically modified mice, which they fucking love to do that. That's like all science.
It's
now.
mice.
That's like
Them
unwinding.
Mice. Yeah, I looked up why they always use mice, and it's basically what you'd think. I think they're like mice make a lot of each other. They're pumping out, and then they like And then there's also sad parts where they're like, they live very short lives, so we can study multiple generations. So it's like,
yeah.
They can watch the world turn in mouse world. So
So they spliced in a gene that they associate. They just keep calling it the language gene. I don't know how they figured out that this was a gene that related to communication, but they put in this like the talking chip, the language chip, and they found that the mice who had this language gene were like quote unquote speaking differently and more dynamically than the other mice. So they like categorized all their different vocalizations, and the ones that had the language gene had like a wider variety and different vocalizations.
I would also posit that perhaps when you put a chip in a mouse's brain, the results of their talking differently now, maybe not what you think. Perhaps because you got to put something in their brain.
They genetically modified them. They didn't put something in their brain. Okay. This isn't a cockroach backpack situation.
Maybe they're just very sick because you've changed their genes.
Yeah. It's possible.
We found that when you replace a mouse's heart with a battery, it dies.
Yeah. Maybe their throat cells are reproducing uncontrollably, sometimes known as a cancer, and now their squeaks are higher pitched. So
isn't that interesting?
So they found like particularly that the times in which they were different, the babies talking to their moms were different. Like they had different and more vocalizations.
Help me. I'm different than you.
Mother, why is there no brightness in your eyes? Why don't you speak and laugh and make music with the rest of us?
Mother, move me from the light. It burns.
Mother, why do you not smile like the others do when you hear music?
Something feels like it's twisting inside of me, Mother.
Y'all are making me so sad.
Close your eyes, Mother.
Hey, the mice are fine.
It will be over soon. Sorry. Oh, God.
Yeah. And then the other time they were different is when they were trying to mate, the male mice would talk differently to the female mice. So they're doing Johnny Bravo shit is what I'm imagining.
Yeah. They put the Johnny Bravo gene in there. Oh, pretty mama.
Got all this cheese, baby.
Get him doing shampoo. Get him trying to sell me shampoo. He's got a beautiful coif.
He'd be a great commercial spokesperson, Johnny Bravo.
There was one mouse just in the middle dancing by himself. He's got a real low chain on, but he's having a good time. He's watching ladies pass. He's like, girl. Did you hear that? Did you hear him say that?
It's interesting because they don't say whether it was like successful or not that they like talked. Because I feel like that if you're thinking about this as like a genetic modification, you're like, is this advantageous to them?
Yeah,
that they can do this, and they don't really say. They're just like, we fucked up some mice.
Yeah, so. I think this would be the type of thing where it's like, and I am in no way a scientist. I just smoke weed. I think it's the type of thing where you give them the gene, right? And now we got mice who can potentially speak, apparently. And then you give it like 90 generations or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, did they develop a language?
Yeah, right.
And then we're speaking mice.
And then we're speaking mouse to them.
What do you ask them? What are you guys asking the mouse?
What's up?
I think the first thing they would say is, I think you owe us an apology.
So like, we have a we built you a statue.
We did build you a statue where you're knitting a little DNA, and it's very cute.
Your first question would be, are you mad at us?
I think it would be. Are you mad? Yeah. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about this. Did you ever read The Rats of Nim? you can now.
We taught the rats to text, and they are upset with us. They confronted us. I don't.
They're demanding I turn my location on. It's very bad.
I like to think that in terms of them talking to the female mice, it's like, because I also feel like just increasing the vocabulary does not necessarily mean mating success. They're just walking in like one of those where now there's like a mouse while you're like, "Milady," like, get the fuck away from me.
You absolutely know that they're not getting it right.
Looks
Why are
like
you
quite a
talking
refreshing little, potable you've got there. May I order a replacement for you? Following drink.
We gave these mice the ability to get in their own heads about things, and wouldn't you know it?
I don't know if mice mating works the same way, but I don't feel like a lot of human women are like, the problem when I date men is that they don't talk enough. That's really I have to do all the heavy lifting. I'm the one who gets to talk all the time, and the men it's no vol. I don't know if that's like necessarily much of a problem. It's like
Not
we
even
engineered them to speak over me more.
They won't even talk about Bitcoin. I'm constantly baiting them. It's weird.
Yeah. Here's a hack. If you wanted to stop, just ask them how they're feeling.
Right. Give the mice the talk about your feelings, Gene, and then maybe they'll be successful.
Yeah. Instead of just walking over and being like, beautiful evening,
Good
miss.
evening. Yes. Could you care for some cheese? Cheese for the lady, and I'll have the cheese.
The blue thing you put in our cage sometimes, if I could.
Would you care to join me on the circular wheel that goes nowhere?
No. I've been tucking away my maze rewards in my quarters for a rainy day.
Boy, I feel like we could do Science Mouse for a while. Science
Mouse.
Unfortunately smart. Who are those guys who teach to pickup artist mouse?
Oh yeah.
Mystery,
pickup artist,
mystery mouse.
Mouse.
Where did that one mouse get a silk shirt? Why is he wearing a headband? Does he think
goggles.
That's cool?
Yeah. Wants the other mice to bring it up. It looks like initiate a conversation.
Should we do number one?
Yeah, let's do it.
And this week's number one reason to say what a time to be alive.
Hamburger Hinderer. Again, a 1-2 punch from Hamburger
Wow.
Hinderer sent us this story.
Top 2 slots. Good job.
Yeah. This is something we should teach mice to do. This is a story about an international flight that was unfortunately forced to return to sender, return to origin destination because 8 of the 12 bathrooms on it were clogged. And now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. They're clogged. They won't work. They won't flush.
Shelby
like that.
sending off a dozen toilet salute.
So this is an international flight out of Chicago, forced to return to O'Hare International Airport. Yeah.
Chicago. Too many dogs. Too many deep dish pizzas.
Too many ducks.
Yeah. Definitely not, but always in my head from when I was a child, kind of someone says O'Hare Airport, and I'm like, named after Bucky O'Hare, of course. Named after the space rabbit from the cartoons.
The almost successful cartoon.
Yeah, the cartoon that really tried.
Yeah.
So this is Air India flight from Chicago to Delhi. Was diverted back to its origin. It was an hour and 45 minutes into the flight. Who is
work.
going off? That's great. Yeah, Jesus.
Quick work on 8 of 12 toilets.
Yeah.
That is
okay.
wild.
They say that somebody was flushing like clothing and stuff down the toilet, which I guess is better, or is part of a cover up where they were like, I'm gonna throw some socks down there because
It's either they're getting rid of something they shouldn't have, or someone shit their pants on the flight, and then I need to dispose of the evidence.
I'm guessing someone
going into the airplane bathroom and walking out nude. Donald
Duck
taking your
style,
duffel down from the overhead bin, getting dressed again.
I think
had
that's
an
it
accident.
Exactly. I think somebody made a horrible and had to hide it, and now it's international news.
I just love the idea of hitting the help light, the ding, and the my attendant comes and you're like, I had an accident.
Uppy?
What do we do next?
I've had an accident. Uppy, please.
Carry me.
Take me to the
Clean
bathroom,
me.
and then I would like to meet the pilot. I am allowed to play Superman on this one.
I had an accident. I wore a diaper expecting this, but The problem remains. I do need to do something about it.
And yet my butt may have been too small for my stomach, if you know what I mean.
Kath has her fidget spinner out.
Yeah, it's my thumb drive to transport this comedic magic into my laptop later.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, this is probably problematic in some way, but I can't think of a more vital and terrifying flight for there to be a bathroom shortage on than Chicago to India.
Those are like sort of famously places that make you shit.
Those have a lot of wonderful food. And if you're just visiting for a couple of days, you probably overdid it.
You're going to have digestive issues in either of those places.
Once a month, tops,
Italian
I would say.
beef. They probably got it in the damn airport. And bad idea.
Probably got it in the damn airport.
Did they say what if they figured out like why there would be clothes being flushed down the toilet? Does it say? And did they go from toilet to toilet here? Were they like?
Yeah.
Well, once it's clogged, you can't get any more clothes down there.
So then you go to the next one.
It's also impressive to clog an airplane toilet because those things are,
truly
crazy.
Vacuum. I got to imagine this is not an Indian person because the when I was in India, the thing that they were like, we cannot impress this on you enough. You cannot put anything in a toilet in India besides piss and shit.
Yeah.
Because they were like, there was, because I did like a study abroad program and there was like, they probably all say this because it is a real thing that happens, but they were like, we had someone sneaking toilet paper and not doing it the way you're supposed to do it here. And they had to rip out the plumbing underneath the house they were staying in because the plumbing here doesn't do that.
Like that.
Yeah. Got to rip this thing down to the studs. Somebody flushing TP.
It's going to be a whole retool.
Yeah, they had to remodel their house because you
burn it down.
We've got to call the property brothers because you took a big shit and ruined the house.
Too many shits in this toilet.
Is there a chance that it was the stink? Like they were flying and they were halfway to India and they were like, what is that stink? And that's what tipped everyone. That's how they found out. So there was like a stink mystery on board, which would have been fun.
It would have propagated quickly because this is only an hour and a half into the flight, so it would have really quickly.
That's so fast to clog 8 toilets. That's insane.
Why wouldn't you clog the toilets at the airport at that point? Why are you waiting until you're on board? Like
this rings of a kid or a teen who did something stupid and is trying to get out of it. This has
clog 7 more toilets. I need plausible deniability.
I can't believe...
Right, exactly. They won't get mad at me for this one if they clog 7 more.
Yeah, I can't believe I shit all 8 pairs of pants that I brought in the first hour of this flight.
I'm just leaking.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, you could get away with it in an airport because I've heard horrible things in an airport bathroom before. I wouldn't even assume.
People, they don't call it traveler's diarrhea for nothing. We'll just say that.
You get an older man in there. You get an older guy in there. You see, you sit down in an airport bathroom stall and you look because you got to look.
Either a senator is trying to have sex with you. Mm-hmm. That is a possibility.
No, I'm saying you see under the door, the divider, and there's a pair of like square-toed Merrills and some sensible slacks. That man is about to cry to the heavens.
Howling.
They're going to hear him
Chains
on Mount
rattling.
Olympus. Yeah.
Wind will start to blow. You can't be sure, but you feel like he's hovering in there.
Yeah, just a deep diaphragm, like
like the moaning dead, and the wall of wind, hot wind, will hit you.
Is this like I've never in a woman's bathroom? I have never heard anyone taking a dramatic shit. I don't think
it's very real. I'm not exaggerating at all. These guys get into it.
For sure. And at the airport specifically for some reason.
Wow.
That's like, for some reason people's minds are like
a lot of like
no, I don't have to answer to anyone for this.
I'll never see these people again.
Yeah.
That's so I've definitely heard people taking a big crap.
Yeah.
But like Not like in a. There isn't like a vocal involvement.
Yes. Chatty one.
Roar!
No, it's like you hear it all. Like not to be uncouth. But it's like, it's literally like out of a cartoon. You hear like, and then like plop. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Oh God.
Dude.
Oh my God. Well,
it's just like not exaggerating at all. I'm telling you, this is like what you hear.
Should I pull the fire alarm so someone can find you?
Did you like alert like when you go backcountry skiing and you need to tell the patrol that you're back there? It's like, does someone know you're in here? You don't come out. Are they gonna send dogs? They're gonna need to send dogs.
Yeah, or it's somebody and they try to cough to cover it up, but then it's a lot longer than the cough is. You're like, and then there's like 5 more seconds. Like,
oh my God, I coughed so hard that I dropped all this change in the water.
It's just like a dramatic. Yeah, we should probably do something.
We should wrap it up.
Wow.
I'm now sad that you've never experienced this because they're letting it go.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's embarrassing.
This is why we need unisex bathrooms so that I can
just their braided belt rattling against the floor. They're going
Yeah. And if you do see them afterwards, none of that happened.
Oh no! Yeah, none of that happened. That's a black box. Nothing escapes from there. I totally understand it.
It's like a hitman walking out of a scene. They do that, and then they walk out. They take off their leather gloves, and
it's like an action
blend into the crowd.
It's like an action movie where the toilet stall explodes behind them as they walk away in slow motion.
Hearing somebody do that, and then when they walk out, it's like Captain America with just that unbranded baseball cap real low, the Marvel baseball cap.
I swear to you, fellow airport bathroom man, I will never reveal that you walked in there and it sounded like you opened the Necronomicon. And the lights started flickering.
Yeah.
Wow. Now I know. Thank you for telling me.
I guess I just thought everybody was doing it. I assumed it would happen to me someday.
It probably will happen. It probably will. We all have moments.
It'll be like turning into a werewolf. Like as it's happening, I see my shoes turn into those square tips.
Yeah, your belt turns into a braided leather belt. Your wallet gets so big. Your wallet just expands.
Wearing a loosened tie.
Your belt starts braiding itself. It splits into strands.
This is it. I knew it would come. Take me.
Receipts growing out of your wallet, spilling across the floor. Oh, yes. I was at Starbucks 3 months ago. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Okay, plugs. Jordan, before we go into our plugs. Okay,
find
never
our
mind.
Patreon bonus episodes, merch, Discord, and more at whatatimepod.com. And follow us on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at whatatimepod. Check out Cap's other podcast, Lie, Cheat, and Steal, about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. Theme song by Naughty Professor. Thanks for listening, and best of luck.
Jordan, what do you have to plug? What would you like people to know about?
I also have a podcast, but the production values aren't nearly this good.
You don't have a bunch of screams and punch sounds over jock jams?
I do a podcast weekly called Werewolf Radar, where we talk about ghosts and ghouls and things. I am a stand-up comedian. I am Razor Lou on most social platforms. And I do art, and I animate, and I have a weekly Dungeons & Dragons stream, and I play video games and stuff. Come find me. I live on the internet. I've been trapped here for years.
And I'd say you could track me, because I was a guest on, is it that Dungeons & Dragons stream or a different? I was on a Dungeons & Dragons product with you.
That's true.
That you can watch.
Better Than Heroes. It's on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. we're getting to the end. We're getting close to the end of it, and we're going to start a new show. So keep your eyes peeled.
You
for
can
more
listen
D&D shenanigans.
You can listen to me build like a physical fighter and tank character, and then be thrust into a puzzle building and be like, I don't do these.
There are so few episodes that I wish we could completely rehouse, because we had you on for that one and I was like, these are going to be so fun, and it was a big math dungeon. It was 3 episodes of a math dungeon. Not only that, but like my character was like locked in a magical form, so he couldn't riff. It had to be me.
Anti-riff box. He's cursed.
Yeah, he got trapped in the anti-riff box.
Drop me a line and be like, hey, don't make intelligence your dump stat, because then you're going to have to roleplay as being like, numbers confuse me.
However, I will say Noel the Skeleton Remover is one of our all-time favorite guest characters. And fucking pretty sweet character art, if I do say so myself.
Oh, yeah. Drawn by you, illustrated by you.
That's true.
Plug-wise for me, I will say, hey, this Saturday, if you're listening to this on Monday the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, the 22nd, this Saturday, there is Sick Ass Panther, the comedy show at Red Baron Inc. You can go to my Instagram at Yahoo Toolbar and get tickets to that. And hey, I'll say, for those still listening, buying tickets to shows ahead of time is cool. It's what cool people do, and it makes the people who run the shows feel less anxious.
Yeah.
So,
if you want Eli to sleep at night, buy your ticket early.
Yeah. Cool kids do, buying tickets 3 hours before the show, perfectly functional, but attacks me at night. So.
I don't have any plugs, but when you're listening to this, I will be flying to Toronto. So tell me if you know any good restaurants there. That's my plug. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.